Hi, Kevin May, Editor-in-Chief of PhocusWire. Hi, so Ted Stimpson, CEO of the Leisure Pass Group, welcome.
Thank you very much.
You're the first person we've interviewed here at the Arival event this week, so thank you very much for stepping into the breach, as it were. And you've got some interesting news this week.
Yeah.
Talk to us a little bit about what's going on and why it's happening now, first of all.
Yeah, sure. So the Leisure Pass Group has operated something in the European market. We call it LPAS, our Leisure Pass operating system, for about a decade now. And we haven't done that in the US, and we're bringing that capability into the US, launching it here at Arival. Essentially, it's a B2B solution, a full, one-stop shop for your attraction pass if you want to create one. So not only the technology to enable the pass validation, but also the web marketing expertise and support to enable you to launch passes and market your city to the world.
So it's been in Europe a while, around 10 years or something like that?
Yeah, we're in Vienna, Stockholm, Gothenburg, 6 or 8 different markets.
So tell me, Ted, why has it taken so long to come here?
Well, it's somewhat of a vestige of the way Leisure Pass Groups come together. We're the combination of 3 businesses that have come together in the last 18 months. One of those businesses was a European-based business out of London called the old Leisure Pass Group.
Yep.
And that business did this in Europe. Smart Destinations, the US-based business that I used to run, that was the US business that we brought into the fold, did not do it. So we're taking the expertise of the European business and bringing it into the US. It's one of the advantages, actually, of our bringing 3 businesses together. We're taking the best of the various businesses and bringing them to the others.
Is there anything in particular about the pass itself that you've learned from its development in Europe in terms of how it works with suppliers and all those kind of things that you've learned from now that you've introduced it in the US?
Well, I think we've learned that it works, and it works in big cities, and it works in small cities, and we're not necessarily looking to own and operate every single market in which we're participating and building passes in. So it's just another way to go to market that facilitates DMOs building passes for themselves or whomever. And part of that is we get those requests a lot, so we're servicing that need by bringing it to the market.
I mean, technically, is it difficult for the DMOs or the CVBs to actually start using it and integrating with it?
Not particularly. If they're using our technology, we give them the out-of-the-box solution. They install it, and we'll help them do that at the various attractions that they choose to have involved in the pass. And then we can launch a website for them and do the digital marketing to acquire customers. Yep. Really what the DMO or whoever the third party might be that's interested in operating the pass is responsible for is contracting with the attractions and bringing the product together.
Right. I mean, that's often the difficult part, isn't it? Because it's up to them to rely on getting all those different attractions together. I'm thinking of London, where it first launched. Where I'm from, there are a myriad of different attraction types. So as a DMO, cajoling all those together to work together for the greater good almost is perhaps difficult, maybe?
As I say, a number of them have come to us and asked for it. These are their member constituencies. They're offering a service to them. Here, we'll build a pass that brings people from all over the world to our doorsteps and to your attractions, and including the long tail of attractions. It's not just the top attractions. It's the walking tours and the smaller attractions that might be out there. So no, I mean, it's not easy. I mean, it's part of what we do quite well in a lot of the bigger markets we operate in, but DMOs certainly, I think, are well positioned to do this for their members.
And are they technically well positioned to do this?
Well, not particularly. That's what we bring to the table.
Yeah.
It's really once we overlay our technology into their list of attractions, and we provide them an access point where they can gather the data, see what's happening on a day-to-day basis, but it's all operated by us ultimately in the background. So for them, it's about the attraction relationships, contracting, building the product, and we do everything else.
Okay, so the contracting is done by the DMOs, and you do all the heavy lifting.
And it's not necessarily a DMO. Sometimes it's an attraction that gets a number of other attractions, and they come together as a group. It could be any third party who's interested in launching a pass in a city, can build a product. We can enable it.
Right. Okay. And just generally, it's been, I think it would be fair to say, quite an interesting year in tours and activities so far. We've had some very big acquisitions by some very big travel groups. I mean, what's been your general observation on what's been going on this year and the entry of those players? Or indeed, in TripAdvisor's case, it's just ramping up what it does already. But the entry of Booking Holdings was a fairly interesting one.
Yeah, I mean, tours and activities is sort of the last vertical that's yet to get wired up. There's a lot of activity, air, hotel, car, that's pretty much established. So a lot of activity, a lot of new entrants, a lot of dynamism in the category. We're fine with that, we're good with that. We've been quite busy ourselves, bringing 3 businesses together. We're the largest attraction pass by far now. We're operating in 36 cities and 17 countries and 5 continents all over the world. So, we're just not only riding the sort of growth in tours and activities and the online migration of attraction spend, but we think we've got a best-in-class product to offer as well.
You're certainly sitting in one of the sectors where everything is just growing, so there's almost there are growing pains along the way, they always are, but it must be quite good to just be looking down the runway and seeing a fairly clear road ahead, would you say?
Well, I wouldn't put it quite like that. There's nice tailwinds to our business, certainly. There's, the travel is growing as incomes arise and regulations enable more movement globally. We see tours and activities growing. PhocusWire tells us that. The online purchase of tours and activities is growing. So all those things are certainly tailwinds. We think we're being successful, and we are having quite a lot of success because we solve a fundamental consumer challenge problem, and we deliver a value proposition that's quite compelling, and it's 4 key criteria, if I may. We deliver choice. I think the number one reason people don't pre-purchase their attractions online is because of what I call DOU, or day of uncertainty.
Yeah.
They don't know what the weather's going to be like 3 weeks in advance. Are they going to book that whale watch or what have you? So choice is certainly a key element of what we provide. We give them convenience of delivering all their tickets in one pass digitally delivered.
Yeah.
Savings is obviously a value proposition of the pass model. And finally, and I think this is often overlooked, budget certainty. When somebody buys an attraction pass, they've committed all the dollars they need to commit. When they buy an attraction pass from LPG, an all-inclusive attraction pass from LPG, they've committed all the dollars they need to commit to their in-destination attraction spend. And that's comforting to a lot of people who are trying to lock down a budget when they're making a big trip like this.
And final point from me, Ted, you've launched in many cities in Europe, you gave us a list, and you're also now in North America from this week, or you're announcing this week. Are there any particular regions that this would be a challenge? And I'm thinking of China, which is just massively opening up. But can you just enter a new market like that with the same ease in which you have done in other destinations? As
you pointed out, Kevin, one of the key barriers to launching a pass is building the attraction relationships and getting the product built. So going into mainland China to a city like Xi'an, the ancient capital, and managing and working through those government complexities, relationships, et cetera, would be difficult for a company like ours. I dare say any North American, European business. What we've chosen to do is actually partner to do that. So we announced 2 months ago a global strategic partnership with Ctrip, where they're white labeling our North American, European passes to their outbound Chinese customers, and we're white labeling their mainland Chinese passes to our North American, European customers. So together we cover the world, and it addresses that very issue for us.
And they're a fairly big company, so it's off to the right start. So.
It's all right,
Okay, so Ted Stimpson, thank you very much.
Thank you, Kevin. Thank you all.